Welcome to Health Styles Market. My name is Arlys and I'm the owner. So I've been talking about care for the chronically ill. And sometimes it seems kind of dark and hopeless and helpless. And so I'm doing this little series to give you some ideas of things you can do that are done at home, and they generally don't have a lot of expense to them, but they're diet and lifestyle changes that can make all the difference. And they can make the difference in getting things kind of turned around so that we don't feel like the only option is our prescription drugs, or even a combination of and both prescriptions and supplements. Remember, those are all the fire extinguishers. That's good. But there's another aspect to your chronically ill health, and that's diet and lifestyle. We don't want to be gassing our fire. So that's what we're talking about today. So we're on the block of sleep. So we talked about food, and now we're talking about aspects of sleep. It's such a critical foundation thing. If you're able to, and you get naps during the day, that they're timed at of the day that's good for you and supportive of your health challenges and your chronic illness. And then last time I talked about your sleep tracker. And so again, we're putting a date in up here, and we've listed some common things, some common suggestions that may improve your sleep and your quality of sleep and your length of sleep, and help you feel better when you wake up. And so this again is just, you're adding the date and then you're just making a check mark. We're trying to make it fast and easy for you to include things like this in your day. So the reason that I use charts so much is because it helps you to remember again and to get in touch with your body and listen to your body's communication and listen to what it's saying and what does it mean, what can you do different, how can you be supportive of your own body and its functions. There are some times where we try something and we just know right away, whoa, this is not for me. Great. That's one thing you've ruled out that is not going to be helpful for you. But there's other things that are a little bit of a niggling. Maybe it's a memory from years ago, something you tried that was helpful. And so with our charts, it helps you to be aware and to be listening to your own body. Sometimes I'll ask people, excuse me, in a consultation, so what is your intuition telling you? What's that feeling in your heart that you just know is a yes for you? Something that just simply works. Maybe no one else you're related to or no one else you're around agrees. They don't have to. It's not their journey. It's not their chronic illness. It's not their path in life. It's yours. And so we want to get as personal as we can get. So I've been noticing as people talk to me about articles, they watched YouTube videos, they read in magazines, they read online, and maybe there was a list this long of good ideas. And you go, yeah, I've tried all those. And maybe you have. I don't disbelieve you. I believe whatever it is you're telling me. It's you that matters. So how you feel, how you respond, how your body communicates, that's what we want to learn. And so eventually you almost want to be where you can intuitively choose what's best for you, because we've kind of cleared the clouds away. And yes, that makes a difference. So I also wanted to mention a couple more things about respecting your own body. You know, you learn, you identify on each of these areas, and then we want to slowly, especially for chronically ill people, we want to slowly make changes. We want to add or subtract. Sometimes it's taking away more than it is adding. So everybody's situation is going to be different. And get this clearly, there is no one size fits all. There isn't a one-size-fits-all drug. There isn't a one-size-fits-all supplement ever. And there isn't a one-size-fits-all for diet and lifestyle. We're very individual, personal and individual, and we want to respect that. So even if everybody else does well with this, you might be over here. It might not be the best thing for you. So another thing to consider is purchasing smartwatches, Fitbits, those kinds of devices that we can wear, which measures our steps. So lots of us already are engaged with those, but a lot of them have little buttons that you can click that help chart your sleep. The REM sleep, the deep sleep, the light sleep, and it's paying attention and it's giving you clues. And we want to listen to that and take it serious because we want to improve our sleep. So I wanted to mention a couple things. This is another popular form of calcium, magnesium, and I think I mentioned in the last video, calcium and magnesium used together are known as nature's tranquilizer. It's a good thing. We want to also be mindful that if you're taking medications at bedtime that we're not interfering with that. But generally in a mineral like this, calcium and magnesium are major minerals. That is not going to interfere with most people's prescriptions. So another form that we have is little patches. And I originally, and we do have these for children, but for someone that's really sensitive, or you have a lot of medications, or you just can't take any more pills or liquids, this is an option. And some of our customers are really getting good results with these. So this is very specific for sleep, aiding your sleep. And this is very specific for relax and unwind. So whether it's a weekend, a day off, you try it at night when you get home, when you first get home, these can make a huge difference. So keep that in mind. I just like to introduce people to different things that maybe you haven't heard of or you haven't tried, and they're available right here in Gillette, Wyoming. So one other thing that people have commented on is that making sure their electrolytes are balanced. And during the day, I personally take collagen in my drink bottle with, it's about a good 20 ounces or more. And then I also include some electrolytes. And I can feel a real difference in that little combination. So feel free to stop in and ask us. We have numerous flavors. And this happens to be a variety pack. And we stock all of those individually too. And this is the orange, just to let you know that there's more options. When we get potassium, sodium, and electrolytes balanced, that also has a calming effect and can help with calming down, calming your brain, and it makes it easier to lay down, fall asleep, and introduce your body to a good night's sleep. So, even though it seems like tracking is going to be kind of a complicated, pain in the neck, it's really not. And then what it's doing is introducing you to maybe things you weren't paying attention to before, and to help try different things to see what works best for you. So I did want to mention an additional thing about food. If you're trying to stay in range with your food, your carbs, kind of a paleo, not maybe keto, maybe not, but this awareness of am I eating carbs? Or if you start noticing that you start off your day really well and you do your proteins and your protein shake and your smoothies and things go well, but maybe you're not eating enough actual food, an actual meal. You're depending on bars and smoothies and that kind of thing. And then you find out in the afternoon and evening, you're just ravished. You're just starving. You've expended all your energy and used up all your calories. And I want to just mention, because this balance tends to be best. But if somebody is kind of leaning towards the paleo concept, that also is helpful in healing your adrenals. And what's recommended is that you're eating a high protein breakfast with healthy fats and maybe including a fourth of a cup of carbs. So just think about that. We're talking a really small serving. Lunchtime, you're having a little bit more balance of protein and fats and adding veggies, salads, a small amount of healthy carbs. And maybe you're doing things like sweet potatoes, yams, squash, parsnips, but we're doing a half a cup of carbs. And then at night, that's when carbs really serve us well. They help us want to sit down and lay down and calm down. They're very beneficial for sleeping. And so at supper, you might want to have maybe up to 3/4 of a cup of carbs, depending on your body size. And maybe that's when we're doing potatoes or rice or grains or pasta with protein. And included in that, of course, is fats and salads and veggies. But the carb part is about 3/4 to 1 cup, and it tastes so good. And it just has this overall it's kind of a nice, really, really nice calming effect. And it calms your adrenals, and that can be very helpful. So the real thought here is, do you know your own body? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you tuning in? And what is your body wanting? What would be most effective? What would be most helpful? What helps you feel the best to get your best night's sleep? And so you can wake up a little bit less pain, a little bit less inflammation, and a little bit more energy. That would be our overall goal. So let me know how I can help. I'd be happy to meet with you. I'm sure most of you know that I do consultations with customers one-on-one back here in the back of the store. And I love going through with you on what are your issues, what's going on, what's changed since last time, how can I help you and be a support for you on your health journey. Thank you for listening. Please join me next time when we're going to talk about what you think of as exercise, and I call that movement. We're going to improve circulation, and maybe you can do movement, maybe you can't. So we're going to talk about some different options for those of us who cannot jump out of bed, change into our workout clothes, and make our way to the gym. We're doing this for care for the chronically ill, so please join me next time. Thank you. Bye.